So Aengus Ó Snodaigh, what's the idea?
Well, the idea is that Ireland should have a national day, and a day that would commemorate and bring to mind those people who died for Irish freedom, and also in particular the ideals of the Irish proclamation. And the day that I've been suggesting is April the 24th. There are many countries around the world, some who haven't gained their full freedom, such as Ireland, who have a national day, and on those days they bring the memories of those people who died, but in particular they start to remember kind of why they died, what they've struggled for, and how to move forward. And in Ireland's case, we have 9 public holidays at the moment. The European average is 11, and I believe that this would be one of the proposals that could be taken on board, and that we will work towards having this in place for 2016 and thereafter.
But obviously this is linked to the Rising and so on. What's wrong with Easter Monday?
Well, the reason is the date is April the 24th, which is the date that the Rising happened, and that would be the same in most countries who would have a national day. It's usually tied to an event in their history, kind of such as Bastille Day or the Declaration of Independence of the United States. And right across the world, that's usually the way it was worked. And I've ensured that if the April 24th fell, for instance, on Easter Sunday, that you have the public holiday on the Friday before, but the events themselves should be on April the 24th.
You say that the day is designed to commemorate the men and women who died for an independent Irish Republic. Would you include among them the people who were members of the IRA who died in bombings and things like that?
I'd include all those who suffered and during all of the years of conflict while Ireland tried to rid itself of a foreign occupier. And while you're commemorating them, you're also looking at the ideals that they died for, and they're contained within the proclamation, which was read on April the 24th, and that is still as relevant today, and in particular kind of moving into future generations. And I think that's where you have an appropriate events on that day in every county in Ireland, not limited to just Ireland, because there's people right throughout the world who remember with pride their relatives who died, or some of them who were imprisoned during that period.
Do you not think though that people might have a problem with trying to establishing a day to commemorate terrorists? Well,
kind of if you view kind of those who rose in 1916, those who were involved in the Tan War, those who were Fenians in the 19th centuries as terrorists, that's your own opinion. To me and to many others around the world, they are Irish freedom fighters who stood for a republic and stood for a specific ideal to rid Ireland of a foreign occupier. They didn't have the opportunity to ensure that Irish freedom was gained in another way, and that is why that you mark it, because by the same virtue that you would associate them with terrorists, the same would be true of those who fought for US independence, or those who fought for freedoms against the tyranny in the French Republic in the 18th century.
But you're saying that this bill is not just designed to commemorate those people, the 1916 rebels and so on, it's also designed to commemorate people who died in recent years during the Troubles.
Well, it's commemorate all those.
Think that those people were involved in terrorism.
And a lot of people thought in the early 20th century that those who rose in 1960s were terrorists. Whether you want to get into debate about terrorism or freedom fighter is a long debate, and time often heals, or time often changes kind of people's perception of that. We need to look at the past and remember from the past how we build the future, and that's why kind of we picked April the 24th in particular, and it is very specifically tied to the Declaration, the independence of Ireland, the Declaration of the Irish Republic, and the ideals contained within that, and the need for Irish society as a whole to look at those ideals.
Sinn Féin has set great store in recent years on reaching out to unions and all that sort of thing. I think you have an outreach department and so on. How do you think this will go down with them?
Well, kind of those of unionist persuasion in Ireland, kind of I think many of them would do well to look at what's contained within the proclamation. Yes, we have a very troubled history in Ireland, but for Irish Republicans, and that's the vast majority of people on this island, we still desire an Irish Republic, but kind of that Republic would have to respect those who are living on the island of not only a unionist persuasion but also of other persuasions, and that's why you have a republic where citizen is the principal person in the society, not a king, not a president who's lording over its citizens, but citizens is central.
In the light of Robert Emmett's remark about his epitaph, is not a bit premature though?
I haven't written his epitaph. I haven't declared an Irish Republic of 32 counties. What I've said is that we have a Republic Day where we remember those and we look how do we achieve the end game for Irish Republicanism as a 32 county Irish Republic. That hasn't been achieved as yet. It's still work in progress, and much has been done in the last number of years in particular to try and bring that about.